So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a package. Just what exactly is a package? Well, in programming, you don't want to have all of your code crammed into the same file because it comes unwieldy. You probably already know that. And if you have just one big file of code, that's a lot of code to look at all at once. And plus, it prohibits code reusability. And so you want to just put your code into modular chunks and then be able to use those modular chunks. And these are all just my words and a brief description of my take on programming. But to put things into modular chunks means that, like, okay, here's one little chunk of code which does something, and then I could use that in 1, 2, 3, an infinite number of locations over and over again. And each time I just call that one chunk. And then if I need to change that one chunk, I just change it in one location. I don't have to go to a million different places and change a million different, a million different occurrences of where I type that in. I just change it once, and then anytime I need to use it, I go and get it and use it. I just write it once. So that's kind of what a package is. And we're going to create a package, and the package that we're going to create is going to basically reverse, so it's going to take, here it is, it's going to take hello and new gopher or whatever we typed in, hello world, and it's going to reverse it. And the code for doing that is right here in Go. And you're going to learn what all this means, and you're going to learn how to code Go language. But anyhow, that's what we're going to create. We're going to create that package. And to create the package, the first thing we need to do is we need to sort of set it up like this. So this is my previous example where I was just sort of, making sure this all worked and figuring out how to set this up for you. So we're going to create inside our source folder another folder for another chunk of code in our package, and that folder is going to be string. Just ignore those two folders right there. And so to do that, I could either do that, right at the directory with make dir, or I could come in here and I could just say, hey, make a new folder, and this one's going to be string. And then inside the string folder, just like inside hello, I have hello go. Inside string, I'm going to create string go. And then I'll come back in here and I'll change hello go to use what I wrote in string go. And it starts to sound a little bit funny. And so let's go ahead and create the file which goes in here. And to do that, I'm going to do all the typing just sort of off screen here so I don't waste your time. So I have Go code here. I want to just make sure I'm recording. I thought for a second there. Okay, good. I'm still going. I have Go code 2 here, and inside my source, I created the string folder, and I created this file, stringo, and that sounds funny. And here's the stringo file, right? I'm right here inside Pico. And by the way, in this other video that this guy did, he uses Vim, and Vim is way more difficult to use than Pico, so I really recommend you use Pico wherever he typed in Vim. If you kind of go through that other dude's video, which was, this one up the top here, watch this screencast. All right, so, well, I need to come back to this one right there. So I recreated that string file right here, so there it is. So I'm going to exit this, Control X. And if I look at, what's in my current directory, I'm in, users, Todd McLeod, Go code 2, source string. And inside there, I have stringo. And so that's the exact same thing as right here, users, Todd McLeod, Go code 2, source string, stringo. And now I need to integrate that into my hello Go file. And so to do that, we're going to change the hello Go file so it looks like this, right? And we're gonna import that string file, and then once that string file is imported, we're going to use string.reverse, and string.reverse right here from the string package. We're going to run the function reverse, and string.reverse will take this as an argument, and then it will, the string is coming into it, and then it'll return the string, and the string return will be the reverse string after all of this is applied to the string. So that's what we're going for, and you'll learn again kind of what all this Go code, how to read it, and everything like that as we work through this training. So let's go ahead and modify our hello hello file to do that. So I'm going to change directories, and I'm going to go up one level and then just look and see what's in there. And now I see that I have a folder hello, so I'm going to go into that folder, and then I could look to see what's in there, and I have hello go, so I'm going to do pico hello go, and now I'm looking at hello go, and I need to not only import format, and here I need to add, parentheses, no brackets, parentheses, and a closing parenthesis. And then I'm going to add, and it's not github.com nf string, because that was in the other example. So it looks like I'm going to get myself into a little bit more explaining here. And so in that one video, which is the screencast, the guy's using this sort of package naming convention of reverse domain name notation. And you could actually Google, reverse domain name notation wiki, and you can come to reverse domain name notation, and reverse DNS, right? Reverse domain name notation is just a way to make sure that everything is unique, and it's to create a name or a name path to something which is unique in a public environment where many different people might have created something with a similar name. And so string is a name, because we called our package up here, we called it string. String is a name that people would have been very likely to create, you know, and if I put that out there in the world, then, you know, hey, there's all kinds of people who might have created it, and which one are you referring to? But domain names are unique. Domain names are pretty much owned by one organization. And so if we use reverse domain naming notation, github.com/whatever, right? That means that this package is unique because it now has a unique name. And so that was the intent. Go is really written for a distributed environment where, you know, it's pulling from repos, repositories, and everything like that. And if you read about Go, somewhere in one of these introductory files, I believe it talks about that, maybe even in the getting started, about how it's designed for, you know, that type of environment. Let me see if I can find that. So here it is right here, Workspaces. The Go tool is designed to work with open source code maintained in public repositories, right? Although you don't need to publish your code, the model for how the environment is set up works the same whether you do or not. And so, you know, this thing here, having the reverse domain name notation, that's going to keep your code unique and your package naming unique if you put your packages out there in public. I did not do that, right, in this example that I'm showing you here. In the previous example, I included, you know, hey, let's include a folder, mclouds.com, reverse domain naming notation, then inside that, let's have, you know, let's have string.go. So in this one, I just said source and then string. And so I just wanted you to take a moment and explain sort of why this is like that in the example that is provided by Go. And so for mine, I just need to type in, I believe, and this is a first time I'm trying this, I think I just need to type in string, because it's going to look in my source folder and then look for string for that package in my source folder. And then if I was grabbing, you know, like a package off of the web somewhere, I could type in the path to that package, that folder on the web, and it would import that from the web. Isn't that a moment of insight right there? Right? Like, you know, I could get that right off of GitHub or whatever. So there we go. I've got my folder string, and let's see if this works. And I just need to change my code right here. Let me bring that up, bring it up a little bit, and then bring this up. And I'm going to change print. Instead of print F, I'm going to go in and come down and change it to print ln. And then I'll type in string reverse, and then hello world, and I don't need a new line, and put an exclamation point. What the heck? And then I have two parentheses, so I need one more right there, and I've got my brackets afterwards. All right, so I'm going to exit this now. Hopefully my code's correct. I'm going to click save and save it to hello Go. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild my binary, and then I'm going to run my binary. So I'm going to come back here to my terminal, and where am I right now? I see that hello Go file, so I'm going to do go install, and it should have just rebuilt that binary. And now when I run that binary, and I could do this two ways, right? I could do the full path to it, and that's going to be in bin, and it's going to be hello. It put everything backwards. Wow! Isn't that totally cool? Isn't that totally cool? Isn't that cool? So it rebuilt the Go file, right? So here we were. Let me do this view here. We created this new package called string.go, and then here we said include that package and run it on the text in here. And when we did that, we rebuilt the binary, and then when we ran that binary, it was the rebuilt binary included the logic that was from that other package. And so that was awesome. I think that was totally awesome. And you'll notice when we did the install here, it actually built our package, and it created that string A file. And so that package is now in here, and we have Darwin AMD 64, which is, I guess, you know, has something to do with CPU, since this is all built for certain, you know, certain architecture, certain hardware. I don't know how that'd build if you're on a different machine, right? But it built it, and there's my package. I'm not quite sure yet myself, because I'm still learning this as I'm teaching it to you. I'm not sure what the A extension means there. So that's something you could Google and learn about on your own. That'd be one of the things I'm going to do next. And then also the next thing, which is interesting, is let me just look at this package here, and it included, you know, this extra stuff when I had, you know, extra paths in there, right? And I specified that it included those in the previous example. So that's just kind of interesting. And so just some stuff to play with. And you have come a long ways with Go. You have created your first Go file. You've installed Go. You created your first Go file. You set up a working directory with the 3 folders in it. You created a Hello Go, and you ran it from there. You configured your environment variables with Go path, so that, you know, when you did Go install, it would build it and turn it into binary and drop it in the bin. And then you also changed your path variable so that you could run your binary executable from you know, from the command line without typing in the full path. So we changed the path variable to do that. And then we created a package called string, and then we used Go install to sort of and then we added that package to Hello Go, and then we used Go install to rebuild our binary. And when we did that, that package got, you know, turned into something called string.a right there and dropped under packages, and it rebuilt our binary, and we ran that, and it applied that other package. So there's a lot of really cool stuff, and that's getting up and getting running with Go.